everybody and welcome back on my YouTube channel. Also, Yuna is joining us today in this video. Gee, sorry. I asked you again on Twitter and on Instagram for some questions that I'm gonna answer in this YouTube video, and that's what we're here for today. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like a super villain, you know, sitting in a cozy chair with a super villain kitty on my lap. In the future, if you want to be part of those kind of videos, my name on Twitter, on Instagram, on Twitch, everywhere the same, it's just MissRage. Let's get into the questions. So starting out with a very simple question from SwayAway89 asked, where are you from? I was born in Austria, I was raised, I always worked in Austria, still live in Austria, not really planning on leaving anytime soon. If you're wondering why my English is so fluent, I wouldn't say good, because I still make a lot of errors talking, because I literally speak English on my stream every day since 8 years. And yeah, also my boyfriend is French, we speak English with each other, so in work as in private, I would say 95% of the time I speak English, so that's why it's fluent. Sorry if it confuses some of you, apparently. But yeah, Deutsch ist meine Muttersprache und ich habe einen richtig tiefen Kärntner Dialekt, wenn ich will. Let's see, the next thing. What is your favorite anime and who is your favorite anime character? My favorite anime, so I started, my first anime I watched was when I was very, very young. I got my first anime on DVD back then, and it was X the movie. I don't know if anybody remembers that even. But that was my favorite movie back in the day, and I was super obsessed about it. Right now, I'm into 3 animes currently a lot: Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and I recently started watching Parasite, which is weird, but I enjoy it. When it comes to my favorite character, it's a good question. I would probably say Levi, the fan favorite, I don't know. My favorite meal to cook. To be honest, that varies a lot. It's depending if I cook for myself, what I like to cook for other people. But for me, most of the time I have 2 different moods when it comes to cooking. Either I feel like cooking something like really heavy, homey comfort food, a lot of fat and carbs, so then I like to make typical Austrian dishes, so something like a good schnitzel or like a good potato salad. Let's say some goulash with some knödel. I like doing that a lot, and sometimes I have phases where I really like to try new stuff, which I do a lot on my cooking streams. Then it's more like Asian cuisine, so I like to do a lot of like fresh, light things, so like poke bowls or some bibimbap, kimchi fried rice, or whatever it is. I like to try new things, and I try to use a lot of spices and flavors that I usually never really used. What I really like the most is probably comfort food. Like, I'm always up for some good Wiener Schnitzel. Next question. When did you become obsessed with Monster, and why was it in your emo phase? Listen, I feel attacked. You're 100% correct. It was in my emo MySpace phase where everybody like took pictures with Monster cans and had Monster Energy makeup, stuff like that. It was then. I don't really know which year it was, but you're right. What's your most memorable moment during your streaming career? My most memorable moment was for sure a few years ago when my community recorded short clips and made a long video out of it where they all wished me a happy birthday, and it literally made me bawl my eyes out. The video is still on YouTube. I'm gonna link it somewhere here for you. Best moment. Beside of that, also obviously in the very beginning when I started streaming and I got raided by Phantom Lord and I made the classic, very embarrassing, oh my god, the real Phantom Lord. Oh my god, Phantom Lord is on my stream! For real, Phantom Lord is on my stream! Really embarrassing, but it was obviously like one of the moments that really changed a lot in my life for me. So yeah, I would say like those 2 were the biggest moments for me. Alex asked me, what is something that you would do different if you could restart your life or start a streaming career? To be honest, there's not really much I would want to change about my life in general. I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason. Doesn't matter if it's it's something good or bad. I think even the bad things that happen to you in your life teach you some kind of lesson. So the only thing that really comes to my mind that I would probably change is the phase when I tried to become a professional CSGO player and I really streamed every practice with the girl team that I was in. I would probably not do this again. I would not say I wouldn't try to become professional in Counter-Strike anymore, but I would probably not want to stream it. Then again, it taught me a really important lesson to take better care of my stream and actually treat my streaming as a career and not just as a hobby that makes me money. So well-learned lesson that hurt me a lot, but also helped me a lot for the future. So I don't think I would change anything. What do you like doing in your spare time? So it's actually funny. Before I started streaming, in my free time, I would always play video games. But to be honest, because I play like sometimes 10 hours a day on stream, I don't really play video games in my free time. So my new hobbies, I like to go out into nature. I like to take walks in the forest. Okay. So yeah, gardening and cooking, makeup, video games. Those are the things, even though video games, I don't really play that much outside of streaming anymore. Okay, let's go on. Next questions. How is it to live with a pro esport player? To be honest, during COVID, it's pretty normal. It's basically like both of us are having a home office. Before that, it was way different because Nathan was traveling a lot. But to be honest, I'm really comfortable being alone with animals, having my alone time. I don't really miss it. I was a little bit scared once COVID hit and I knew that Nathan would be home all the time. But we actually got way closer in the time, have even a better relationship than when he was traveling that much. So yeah, I would say right now, just like a normal relationship, both of us having home office basically. Same person, Yorick, asked also, if you went to prom, how did I look like? Here's a picture from my prom. I think the day before I bleached my hair and I hated my hair. But yeah, that's me at prom. The most beautiful and the worst moment of my life. The most beautiful was probably when I got my dog from Nathan. I think that was like one of my most favorite memories. The worst moments were probably when my nonna died, so my grandma. I called my granny Nonna because she lived a long time in Italy. And the second one was probably when my very first cat got hit by a car. Blinky's chewing on MGK. Stop. Oh my god, Blinky bit in the shoulder of MGK. What a bitch. Dude, Blinky, go away from him. Leave the man alone. If you had to decide between living in Carinthia or to settle somewhere else in the world, what would it be? To be honest, I think living in Carinthia is one of the best things in the world. If I would have to live anywhere else but Austria, I would probably want to live in a country where they speak English, and I always wanted to kind of live in Australia. So I think Australia would be my second choice after Austria. What is my favorite movie? My favorite movie of all times is The Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. It's actually a serious movie of Jim Carrey. So I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, okay? You have to know that about me, Jim Carrey. Love him. Barely anybody knows this movie, weirdly, but it's my favorite. I think I watched it 30 times. What do you do to stay organized? I need help journaling, please. Oh, geez, that one was loud. So for the people that don't know, you probably don't follow me on Instagram then, but I am really, really big into journaling. I basically write down everything, how my day was, what I'm planning to do, what I'm struggling with. When I read a book, I'm journaling on and off, I want to say 15 years for sure. So journaling helps me a lot. I also started, I think 3 or 4 years ago, to use Google Calendar, must have. Second thing, when you journal, obviously, journaling has no rules. Do whatever feels right for you. And my to-do list. So whenever I feel overwhelmed or I feel like I have too many things to do and I don't know where to start, what I do, I write to-do lists. I learned to not write a normal to-do list where I just clutter everything together and then like feel like, oh my god, it's so much, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know how I should do this. But I make 2 or 3 lists basically. I make one with important, needs to be done today, needs to be done this week, needs to be done this month. And once I basically write down all of these to-do lists, I feel already so much released. Okay, I think those were all the questions from Instagram. So I asked you the same on Twitter. Also, I just took the questions that I think are interesting and that I haven't answered before. So let's see. Milos asked a really important question. He asked, Julia, Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur? Guys, that is the one question where I'm gonna make people hate me. I have to say, I was always a Charmander girl. I always loved fire Pokemon, so Charmander. Sorry if you hate me now. What was the moment when you knew I made it, or I can do this full time for content creating or streaming? Is a question that Dylan sent me. That was the moment when I got offered my first full-time sponsorship contract, which I got, I think, after roughly a month of streaming. It was a contract for 12 months that allowed me to go full-time, or at least to feel comfortable taking the risk. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, there is a chance I can do this. But the actual moment of like, I made it was in the week where I stopped working fully and streamed the first week full-time. I got 2 more offers from sponsors to work full-time, and then I realized it was the best decision of my life. I should have done this way earlier. It worked. Then Hacked Ghost asked, what is my next goal? To be honest, I set myself a certain goal this year, which was kind of career related in the beginning of the year, a certain number of reach that I wanted to achieve again. Well, when it comes to private stuff next year, I want to make an even bigger vegetable garden, grow more food myself. Yeah, and I want to travel. Another question was Nerds Half-Life. What do you like to change or keep when it comes to your content? So I definitely need to make more non-recycled streaming content on YouTube. So that's what I want to keep doing. I also want to keep doing more TikTok because I actually like how fast TikTok is. I want to improve my streaming, and what do I want to get rid of? I don't know. I don't really want to get rid of anything. I just want to improve stuff, if that makes sense. Thank you so much for your questions. Again, if you want to be part of the next Q&A video, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's where I'm going to ask the questions, or leave them here in the comments down below. I will also try to answer most of the questions in the comments at all times, so if you have any, feel free to leave them. Also, I know that a lot of you people that are watching right now are not subscribed, so hit that subscribe button, make sure that you don't miss any future videos, and thank you again for watching. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye!